There's a reason why Trump speeches go on for 2 hours and Biden speeches go on for like 20 minutes. And it's because, you know, they follow the exact same formula of him whining about something or talking about how he would have done something better for like 10 seconds. And then he brings that back to the 20-second, but we're going to do better, MAGA, you know, so on. And then the crowd claps for 15 seconds. Then he pauses. Then, like, it goes on like that.
Hillary Clinton and her people and guys like Adam Shifty Schiff, Watermelon Head.
They're like children. God, it's like codename Kids Next Door with their...
Watermelon Head. He's a perfect. He's a watermelon head. We can't use the word keep America great because they've destroyed our country. So we can't keep it great because it's not great right now. Our country is a laughingstock. Our leaders are a laughingstock.
Remember what I said about Biden unironically being more of a patriot? I said this during his speech, that fascists have to project the existence of a perpetual crisis. So when they talk about America being great, they're referring to some kind of imaginary conceptual America where everyone is white and middle class, you know, white picket fence, that kind of thing. No brown people or anything, or out of sight, out of mind. But when they talk about America today, which does have brown people, you know, evidently, there's even one on frame right now, then this is the America that's shitty and terrible. So Biden, Democrats, liberals, they're always going to be more optimistic about, you know, more of a champion of the country as it actually exists.
Because who the hell wants to keep our country the way it is right now? I don't.
The funny thing about this is that Republicans will accuse Democrats of hating America when they say that America needs to change. You understand the hypocrisy here? When people on the left will say, like, you know, we should improve this or that or the other, there's this feigned offense from Republicans who act as though the way things are must necessarily be the right way, but they don't like the way things are either. It's a completely dishonest attack from them.
Our movement is fighting against a corrupt group of unelected tyrants who believe they can wield absolute power over you with the help of a willing and very corrupt media. They think the deep state, not the citizens, should be the true masters of this country.
So if you can listen to this and think, like, are there any Nazi parallels to this rhetoric? Like, is there any way at all that this maybe is exactly what they said in basically every way? You know, something to keep an ear out for.
But what the FBI did was corruption and election interference on a scale that we have never seen before in our country. According to pollsters, it made a 10 to 20 point difference, not even including all of the other totally determinative evidence of illegality that was found having to do with the 2020 presidential election scam.
None.
Including ballot stuffing and not adhering to the laws, rules, and regulations.
So stuff like this, right?
Getting millions and millions more votes in 2020 than we got in 2016.
See, again, it's the pathology of the Trump voter. Notice how nobody was following any of the shit that he was saying for a while there. Like, he'll do a rambling bit, and then he has to end it on one of the few things that the audience is keyed in on and knows to respond to. So he does this rambling thing, you know, people are just waiting for it, and then just with no connection between these ideas, and then he goes to, yeah, we won twice, so what even more election fraud, and, you know, everyone erupts in applause. There doesn't really have to be any synchronicity or cohesion to the delivery of the speech, which is pretty wild, you know? Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a big respecter of all people. But Republicans, at least the ones who are very fanatically in favor of Trump, definitely work to earn the very negative things you can say about them. IQ, skull shape, you know, general disposition. They certainly, I mean, I hate to sound cunty here, but, like, does the word sheeple not, like, creep into your mind like a spider emerging from the, you know, the edge of a dresser? I mean, there's very little, like, actual thought and comprehension going on here. And you can tell. You can watch a speech from Bernie or a speech from Biden. There's way more evident engagement with what he's saying. And for as, you know, as much as we ramble on about the Biden dementia shit, which, again, he's old as fuck, probably true. His speeches are coherent, at least structurally. He'll ramble off for a bit because he's got a stutter. You know, he sounds like he's aging to death live. But the way the speech is structured is coherent. Not really the case here. Just hard to imagine any critical thought going on in the minds of these people. He made a joke earlier about Germany and literally no one laughed. Yeah, because they don't know. They don't know politics is the thing. Do you think Trump is a speechwriter? I think these are ad-libbed, aren't they? Most of these speeches are ad-libbed because it's like an ego thing. He doesn't want to be brought down by a teleprompter. but they don't know politics. They're not familiar with politics. Politics for them is a vehicle exclusively, you know, for the purpose of securing their power and the dissolution of democracy. That's what it is for them. All the nuance, all the subtlety, all the specifics, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for them. They don't need to be. They don't need to be good at politics. You don't need to be good at politics to be in charge. The Nazis were not good at politics. They were not nuanced, effective policymakers. They were just more effective than their adversaries at securing political power. Trump claiming that Democrats are calling for babies to be murdered post-birth. Again, Republicans are fully on board with this. They believe this. They completely believe this. Uncritically, they believe this. They 100% believe this. They're psychotic.
With crooked Hillary Clinton, rip the baby out of the womb at any time. And if the baby is already out of the womb, he's there too. Just talk to the doctor. No, you don't want that. The states will make the decision.
Again, like, right, he's priming his audience to believe that Democrats are literally just like shooting babies on delivery tables. Absolutely psychotic shit here. Nobody's calling for this. How can the fuck can they believe this? They literally believe that trans people are fake, mentally ill, and part of a cabal to molest children. They'll believe anything. Reality has nothing to do with it. The German population believed that Jews were part of a national embarrassment, an effort orchestrated to force Germany to lose World War I so they could prey on the German people through the banking system with exorbitant inflation and predatory loans. They'll believe anything. People will believe anything. It's not even that connected to intelligence, to be honest with you. It has to do with the authoritarian mindset. People with authoritarian personalities are very fearful, very anxious. They're looking for strong men to lead their lives. You could call them ideologically submissive. They're very weak when it comes to cult mentalities, very vulnerable to conspiracy theories. That's the real predictor right there. It's the real reason I hate bottoms. Ideological bottoms are the root of fascism. And funnily enough, they're also the absolute, like, counter-thesis to Nietzsche's Übermensch, a person who lives for themselves, who creates the morality by which they live, because such a person is, in theory at least, is completely immune to these cult-like, metrics of subservience to fascist ideology. Of course, it was Nietzsche's sister who repackaged his writings and edited them so that they would be more in line with her Nazi ideology after Nietzsche died. So women ruin everything, etc., etc. Yeah.
These two twisted sickos who believe in killing and dismembering babies.
Nazis are full of resentment. Nazis are only resentment. The idea of basing your body politic and your ideology exclusively on weakened, impotent resentment towards the people you feel have wronged you is literally all they are. That's the whole thing they are. Why'd you say it like that? Because that's the term. Resentment is the English word. Resentiment is how people pronounce it in order to distinguish the Nietzschean version of the concept. It's like how capital has, like, in English, but when people say, like, capital, like, you know what they mean. They mean like capital, not capital. Ressentiment. Ressentiment. Oui, oui. Oui, oui. I think one of the things we need to learn most, or one of the things we need to most appreciate from the whole they can't even define a woman thing, is that there's no relationship at all between the definitions people on the left use to describe gender and what the right is going to do with it. You can spend all the time in the world constructing a perfectly cohesive, internally consistent, easily understandable definition of a woman, and it won't make a difference. As long as you support trans people, they're going to say you don't know what a woman is, because even if you came up with a definition that was perfect and bulletproof, which we have, they would look at it and go, yeah, but you're saying a man's a woman, so you don't even know what a woman is. Can't even define a woman. A woman is a woman. You're saying that a man's a woman, so you can't even define what a woman is. It doesn't matter. So this is kind of like the... And I've always been clear about this. This is like the limit of the debate bro mentality. Lodged firmly within the skulls of many people on the left, like, I don't know, a tumor or maybe a piece of shrapnel, is the delusional belief that a perfectly consistent, coherent, and understandable argument will move the fascist away from their positions. And it's just not true. It's simply not. At the end of the day, politics is about the acquisition of power, and it is the acquisition of power which allows you to defeat fascist movements, not constructing the perfect counter-argument. The perfect counter-argument can be effective at pulling over, you know, vestiges, fringes, some people, maybe moderates, convince them, get them more anti-fascist. But at the end of the day, you think any argument is going to get them to believe that trans women are women? Like, really, walk up to these people, think for a second, think what argument, what definition for a woman could you give them? The answer is no. Head trauma is a more likely, catalyst for that realization than any argument could be.
At long last, every parent in America must be empowered to opt out of the indoctrination and send their child to the public, private, charter, religious, or homeschool of their choice.
There you go. Continue isolating their base from reality by encouraging them to join up with schools that teach different curriculums or homeschools.
And no teacher should ever be allowed to teach transgender to our children without parental consent. Another one of our highest priorities under...
That's what gets the applause right there. Teaching transgender.
A Republican Congress will be to stop left-wing censorship and to restore free speech.
Literally, adjacent to each other. We need to force our educators to not teach a certain part of the curriculum. Next sentence. We need to stop the censorship of the left. Again, there's no reasoning with these people. Nothing more than a vicious and overwhelming demonstration of political power through the mass arrest of people complicit in the attempted overthrow of our democracy can rid our country of this plague. It'll take a long time, but I believe the American people are ready for... Wait, what is it called again? I've lost my momentum. I'm pretty hungry. What was it called again? Reconstruction. The American people are ready for Reconstruction 2. The second Reconstruction, it will be tremendous. The American people have earned the right to rid conservatives from government. Again, obviously, I've gone over all this before, but this is a Nazi speech. It is. There's really not that much nuance to it. Every single part of this speech is constructed to maximize the principles of fascism that are put forward. The only difference is that instead of Jews specifically, we have the sort of nebulous cultural Marxist liberal academics that represent same position in terms of the conspiratorial hierarchy. But yeah, no, it essentially just is. It's really that simple, you know.
We are a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is all you get, and they are truly the enemy of the people. We are a nation where free speech...
So again, like, it's a Nazi speech. Like, I feel like I'm being a hack here for not, like, laying into it, but it's so straightforwardly a Nazi speech that there's not really much to... You know, it's pretty straightforward.
We will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy.
Oh, I thought for one glorious sec... Wait, oh wait. The video feed is still...
We will make America proud again.
They had to cut that part when he said the N-word.
America safe again. And we will make America great again.
I'm now retarded, thanks, Vaush. Yeah. Is he selling doomerism? Not to his people. He's selling hope to the people who support him. That's the entire pretext. Everything is lined up exactly the same way. The idea of a national humiliation, of the silent majority supporting him, inflation rampant, degeneracy rampant, him, the strong man, coming at the pretext of Christian nationalism rising up to bring unity and glory to America. You know, everything is set up. Everything is lined up.